Hi, it's Julie and Celia here from Burns Antique House in Beaumont, Texas. And our last video, we talked about a lot of our European shopping trip and a lot of the things that were on their way. Well, they've arrived, so we're here to talk about some of the things that were our favorites. And so today we're going to start with Delft from the Netherlands.
And Delft is my favorite, and it is what I personally collect, so I'm super excited to talk about Delft today. So this collection that we have in this cabinet is 18th century Delft.
Which is hard to find.
It is very hard to find. And this pattern and this plate that Julie is holding, this is called the peacock pattern. And this was very typical of 18th century. And if you feel the plate, like you can almost feel the pattern of where they painted it. And,
yeah.
And then on the back, you can tell the age of the plate.
You should always look on the back of pottery.
And then they're always marked. So, and the mark can tell you kind of how fancy it was, or the age.
The maker.
Too. Yeah, the maker. And then in doing our research on Delft, we discovered that there is actually English Delft.
We found these at an open air market, and so Celia did research on them and found out.
Yeah, that this is actually English Delft. And English Delft, they had bolder brush marks, and as you can see, these are a little bit bolder. The design is a little bit different. And then English Delft typically did not have marks on the back of it.
What year is this?
These are 1700s.
Okay.
So, yes.
Amazing.
I know. So you can see this does not have a mark, and you can also tell the age of, I mean, look at the details on the pottery. And then when you moved into the 19th century, the potters started to paint kind of their lives, like where they live, the flora, the fauna, the birds, the windmills, the boats, and what we call, which is not a technical term, is the old people. And you'll see like an old lady or an old man on a plate, and we do have an old lady, I think. But so as you can see, this is more typical of 19th century Delft. It is the flowers. And then on the bottom, it is marked, and it says Royal Delft Blue, Holland, hand painted. And this is the birds and the flowers, which was, you know, very typical. And then these are the flowers.
And so you still see a little bit of influence of the original peacock pattern.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then this is an interesting fact. So in 1654, there was a gunpowder explosion that hit the breweries that were in Delft. And not all of the breweries were affected, but the brewing industry was starting to go downhill, and the potters needed bigger spaces to make their pottery. So for the factories that were not destroyed, the potters took those over, and they actually kept some of the names of the breweries, and they used those as their marks on the bottom of their pottery, which, I mean, I find that fascinating.
It is fascinating. So, Delft is a city in the Netherlands, or in Holland. And another fun fact is the blue and white pottery was actually, a lot of the patterns were very influenced by the Oriental patterns, because they were so hard to get.
Yes, they were.
So they created their own.
They did create their own.
Yep. Next, let's go talk about Celia's very favorite piece and my very favorite piece.
All right,
let's go.
I'm excited. Here is my favorite piece of furniture that we brought back from this container. It is an 18th century, we call a Welsh dresser. And we actually bought this right outside of Ghent, and he is from a second generation dealer. But I love the height of this. I think it's great for if you're having a party and you can serve on this, or you can have lamps. It has some good storage inside of it.
You actually said this was your favorite piece the moment we bought it.
I did say it was my favorite piece the moment we bought it. And you can see the age of it even from the inside. The wood pegs, which I love. And then this door opens up too. And then you do have some storage down here. I also love the hardware. I love this old brass hardware.
I love the details right here. You can tell they're hand done.
Yeah.
Right here, the wood pegs and the detail right there.
And I just love, like I said in our first video when we were talking about, you know, all the things that were coming, these are the simple lines that I love. I don't know.
Here it is.
This is my favorite piece.
Okay, here it is. This is my very favorite thing from the container. It's an Art Deco or 1920s France jardiniere. It is made of brass and other metals, and it has a zinc lining. One of the things I love about it is its sheer size. It is so good looking.
It is, and this was the very first thing that we bought on this container, and we found it in an outdoor market that was in the south of France. And actually the whole town twice a year shuts down.
For that market.
And the whole town becomes a market, and that was really fun to go to.
It was fun. And you know that you found a great piece when other market dealers are trying to buy it from you as you're walking through the market.
Yeah, and we had several that tried to buy it from us.
So good looking. So we're happy to bring it to y'all. Okay, here's the cabbageware. Celia said I was going to keep it all, but as you can see, I didn't.
You did, because every time she found a piece, she's like, I got to keep this for myself.
And I didn't. So cabbageware is very popular right now. We have grouped it with other Majolica because we think it looks great that way. There is I love this piece. Yes, I wanted to keep it. It's a radish cabbageware berry.
Like, see the radishes on the bottom.
And it's a berry bowl. It has holes in it.
Yeah, so kind of like a little fancy colander.
Yes, exactly. And this one right here is a squash terrine. It's a mini terrine that you could use to serve so many different things. We did find the majority of the cabbageware in the south of France. We also have this butter dish.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that pretty? And on Cherish, they are saying that our Cherish rep tells us that the snails are high in demand. So we have several snail pieces, and we also have asparagus pieces of Majolica that we thought the cabbageware looked really good with. So it's not all out yet,
and we do have some new cabbageware coming in. Kind of thinking September, but we'll have dinner plates and we'll have bowls. And we love to mix the new cabbageware with the antique cabbageware. Yeah, it all just flows seamlessly.
I think I am going to have some of that.
I think I ordered you a set.
Okay, good. Okay, that's cabbageware. So in our first video, we talked about a collection that we were going to unveil when it came. And throughout the entire trip, even in the south of France and then in Belgium and in Bruges itself, we bought the artwork that is of Swan's Lake. And this is in the historic medieval center of Bruges, tucked back behind the art museums, all the way in the back where the nuns still live in a monastery and make lace. And there's swans, and it's beautiful. And for centuries, it has been painted and put into different art pieces. So this collection developed as we were going. It's a favorite place to go visit. And then we just picked up pieces as we went.
We did, and this is another interesting fact. There's around 900 swans in Bruges, and the people of Bruges believe that the swans protect them. So where this particular lake is, there are a lot of swans there, but if you take one of the canal boat rides, you'll see swans everywhere. You know, they're all over, and they're beautiful, and they're fun to see.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 oil paintings, a needlepoint and a line drawing of the Bruges swans. We also, since Beaumont's Neches River Festival mascot is the swan, we picked up pewter and copper and brass and other things in swans.
And I love it all.
Sure do hope y'all have enjoyed this little sneak peek. There's lots more to see.
And if you want to come by, our hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 10 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 3, or by appointment.
And that's in our Beaumont location. We also have a little shop in Houston at AG Antiques, and Round Top year-round at the Antique and Design Center. And then Round Top itself, the big antique fair, is coming up in 5 weeks.
But don't stay away too long, because we do have lots of beautiful things that we haven't put out yet.
Yes, we have to get to work getting it out.